A start should, kind of, I guess, start the conversation like that. For Rookie Minicamp and what we're trying to get accomplished, we have a few guys that are in on a tryout basis. In the past, I've had players that didn't have a contract that came in on this tryout weekend that end up starting for us at both of my last stops. So that part is important. And then for the guys that we have signed up, whether through the draft or undrafted players, it's about starting the process. We will integrate them in with the rest of our veterans Monday. So it's really about catching them up as much as anything. We've seen them work out. We have a pretty good idea of who they are. Rookies are never in the type of shape that they think they are in. But, down here you start the process. So it was good to get out on the football field, to see them in a Houston Texan uniform.
Guys, we have a mic for questions. We're going to start with Sarah.
Lovie, on draft night, we saw a video of you and Nick hugging after you guys picked Christian Harris. Why was that your reaction?
Oh, it's we like Christian a lot. We had him, ranked high on our board. When you don't take a player, we thought he would go a little earlier, and to have an opportunity to get him in that round when we did, it's excitement. But the cameras just didn't catch. Nick and I were high-fiving on most of our picks that we had throughout. We like this draft class.
What was that class like? What was it like going through the process with Nick during the draft?
It was great. And of course, it had been a while since I've gone through it. That's an exciting time. Our scouts, personnel people, coaches, so many people evaluated, a lot of miles in, a lot of workouts, a lot of video watch, and then to see it play out. We going into the draft, there's a lot being said on who we were going to draft, but we thought that Derek Stingley would really fit in with what we wanted. So starting it off the right, you always want to start fast. We have Indy coming up on our schedule. We want to start fast. We wanted to get off to a good start. Felt like we did that, and from there, I thought Nick did a great job working the draft picks, trading back, getting more picks to be able to end up in the position we were in.
I know it's just the first day, but was there anyone that stood out to you that really made an impression today?
What I've, maybe back in 2004, I would come in here and talk about how well all the rookies did, but it was just a start. And it's more, instead of rookie minicamp, we kind of see it as rookie orientation as much as anything. But all of the guys are in decent enough shape to start the process. And I know they were eager. We've had an opportunity to go through meetings already, and they're showered and getting ready to go more meetings, but not displeased with anyone, and the process has started.
Lovie, in this environment, what are you looking for, and what are things you can find out in this situation?
You're talking just at camp?
Yeah, at camp, like you watch.
Or practice, so you're talking?
During camp today, tomorrow.
Well, overall camp, practice-wise, again, it's an orientation. We're teaching the guys our drills. The early part of practice out there today, we wanted to go through testing and get a baseline of where all of our incoming guys are. What we're trying to accomplish, though, with our practices with camp as a whole, meetings. As I tell the guys, it's like finals week, into 2 days. So we're trying to cram as much information as possible. Monday, when they blend in with our veterans, they don't want to hear about them being rookies. We're not going to go back. The process, the train is taken off. So you're just trying to catch them up as much as anything. And not just the football part, on just how we do things. I had to tell the guys exactly how to get to our practice fields. So there's an awful lot that goes into guys getting somewhere for the first time.
You were mentioning that they got to catch up as much as anything else to this level. How much does Christian Harris as a linebacker have to catch up to what you guys want to do?
All of our rookies have a lot to learn, and we put, contrary to public opinion, we just play cover 2 every snap, and just linebackers just go out on the football field and start playing. There is a little bit for them to learn, and we ask a lot of them, but he'll be able to pick it up. He's been eager to get started, and now he's there.
Contrary to that stigma, I guess, or that thought idea about cover 2, how much are you focused on cover in space, different things that the offenses that schedule coming out yesterday. I've seen a lot of these top offenses. How do you address a lot of teams that are trying to attack that space?
See, a lot of teams are trying to attack the defensive back space. I mean, what's changed? I'm not trying to run away from your question, but we do play cover 2, all right? In an ideal world, you win or lose games based on how you can play man coverage. If you look at our defense, we play man, we play 3 deep, we play quarters, we play 2, we blitz. We have a multiple package. Most of the ones the defense I call out are corners by himself. So if you have a guy that you feel you really feel comfortable covering their best receiver at that slot, it allows you to do some things. We're looking forward to the opportunity to do a few things differently this year that we would like to do in an ideal world.
When you greeted Derek after the draft, you were able to tell him, hey, how would you like to just follow around the best receiver? How much now that you have him here, is that something that you feel like you can carry out? I have a follow-up.
What I need to get from this draft is I got to watch what I say during that draft. I got to watch who I hug, and I got to watch what I say when I'm excited. I got to that a little bit. But, no, that's what I think most corners, if you ask them. First off, you're the one corner, you want to, hey, who's the one receiver each week? I think most places I've been, that's what they would say. And to be in a position where you first have a definite 1 and a definite 2, and everybody knows that, just look forward to that day when it's like that.
Pierce, when you watch him and see him, he gets the helmet knocked off, but he still scores a touchdown. Just being a downhill, tough-nosed runner, what do you see from him, and what do you like about it?
I see the exact things that you just said. I mean, we drafted, with in mind of having a guy that, can get yards in between the tackle. He is a tough football player, confident football player, and we feel like we have a role for him. You can't ever have too many good running backs, and I think as you look at our running back position, they all bring something a little bit different, a little bit unique to the position. And I know Pep, Danny Barrett, the rest of our offensive staff are looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. All the guys pretty much that we have are in our group and have had their moments carrying the football. So can't wait to get to, of course, OTAs coming up and then training camp.
Sorry.
I'll answer again, Kent, if you like.
Coach, as long as you've been, in the game, around the game, how excited do you get to still be able to teach and to coach some of these younger guys coming into the league?
Last night it was our first meeting with our rookies, and I talked to them about, that anticipation of them getting into town, excitement that goes along with that. Yeah, I've done it a few years, but I felt the same way. It's something about getting a group together for the first time, and it's something about getting around a group that's been waiting for this opportunity all their lives. And so that's the case with our guys, and I feel like we really got a chance to know them. And so having that first meeting, setting a standard on what we're trying to do with our program, and just teaching them, the Texan way, and that's can't put a price on it a little bit. It's just special to be in that situation.
Hey, Coach. I was just wondering, how does John Mechie look as he continue to go through his recovery process? And do you think him being ready by the start of training camp is a realistic expectation?
Well, a part of this mini camp is for us. I talked about us initially just taking everybody through a certain amount of tests to see exactly where they are. So we're in the process of seeing exactly when John would be ready to go. Eventually, he will be ready to go. And there's a lot that he can do before that. He's not 100% yet, but in time he will be. Don't have that time table set yet, but, in upcoming weeks we'll be able to tell that a little bit more. But for us, he is going to play this year and to start that mental. It's all, as much as anything, about the mental preparation. Them catching up, getting in the playbook. You'd be surprised the amount of things we ask of young people and what they have to, have to get down.
Okay.
over the years that you've done this with the rookies, is there a common question that you get from these guys over the years? Maybe this group, is there one particular question you always kind of chuckle at, or like, oh, well, yeah, these guys are new to this whole thing?
Well, I wouldn't say one particular question, but I think the same general theme a little bit. It's just, you know, when you start over again, and, you know, a lot of these guys been kind of been the man all along, and it's just, you can just see on their faces that, you know, now you get in a group where, you know, when you start at the bottom of the barrel again, you have to prove yourself all over again. It's not a whole lot of questions being asked as much as anything. Most guys kind of keep their mouths shut and just trying to see how they can fit in. And for us, of giving them an opportunity to really show. And that's what we tried to do. You know, there are a lot of voluntary workouts that go on before rookies get on campus, get to the facility. Veterans have to take advantage of that, because wherever I've been, when rookies come in, you have to get a look from them. So they're going to get reps, and they know that. So it's more that, just guys kind of glad for the opportunity. Nothing special, question-wise.
This is a serious question about a strange topic, but you seem to be enjoying the Motown soundtrack. Is Smokey Robinson, is that your deal, man? Is that your choice, and why was that important?
Well, for a couple of reasons. I wake up every day to music. I'm a music guy, to say the least. You can tell probably a little bit more towards Motown than rap music. That's probably easy to see, but you know, you kind of start practice off the same way. Just about everywhere I've been. You know, Thursdays, Keep On Pushing by the Impressions. Lead singer Curtis Mayfield. That's where we start things off a little bit. And it's culture a little bit too. We don't want R&B music to leave completely. So you're right, that's an important question right there. As you get me started on music, I can talk a while. But no, seriously, music has become a big part of practices nowadays for young people. If you go in our locker room, and there's nothing wrong with it, there's a time for it. The game isn't played in silence. So I like music at practice, and at certain times, loud music at practice, yes.
Can you think of, just to expose your players who may not, is that important to you?
It is very much important. Most of the time I say something, I kind of really believe it a little bit, but I am old school, and there's a lot of things you don't want to leave us completely. And music of the past is one of it. It says an awful lot.
Lovie, you've had the chance to do this a few times. You've also dealt with freshmen at the college level. You're also a dad. I'm wondering, maybe through the course of your career, what you've learned and maybe how your philosophy on dealing with these first-timers, these young guys, has changed.
Well, I don't know if it's changed an awful lot, but as you mentioned, I'm a dad, I'm a grandfather. I deal with young, there are young people around me always, and I know what they're looking for a little bit. And that's why when you get to a mini camp, there's plenty of time for us to get everything in. So these first couple days, it's about this. Hey, welcome to our group. This is how we do things. You know, the question on, is there one that's asked, and letting them know that it's going to be okay. All right, we're not going to play tomorrow. All right. And just kind of trust the process as much as anything. You know, letting them know about, our coaches a little bit. You know, now that I'm going to go philosophy-wise a little bit since you asked that question. One of the best Mother's Day sermons I've ever heard was T.D. Jakes talked about mothers, mentors, and moments. And so last night I kind of started off our meeting a little bit with that. You know, we all have a mother that gave us this opportunity. Let the guys know that. Mentors. Who are the mentors? This weekend I talked to a couple of guys, and they were on the phone. They were there hanging out with their high school coaches. A lot of mentors. His mothers had baton off to the mentors. And we're a part of that too, coaches, leading up to the moment. And the moment of having an opportunity to play in the NFL. I mean, that kind of says it all right there a little bit on where the guys are. And they've been working all their lives for this moment, and we're going to do everything we possibly can as mentors to help them through it.
Anybody else last one?
Thank you.
What was this like, your first NFL practice, and what are some of the things that they've been teaching you, including just where to go, the weight room, how you practice, everything that kind of goes into, if you can kind of take us through your first days here as a pro. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. The coaches and the support staff has done a great job, showing us around the building, like you said, and also just making sure that we're up to tempo when we got on the field today. I think today was a good start, and, we're heading in the right direction.
Jalen, with your time with Dave Aranda at LSU, how much did you learn from him, and what are some of the things you thought about defense from there?
Say that last part again, my bad.
Just what are the things that you picked up from him?
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot from Coach Aranda. I would say the biggest thing that I learned was just to be patient with things and just to wait on my turn. Coach Aranda is a very patient individual, and that's something that I've been trying to work on.
Have you had that kind of cliche, as they say, oh, wow moment, I'm here?
Not yet. I just trying to take it a day at a time, but it really hasn't really hit me yet. But it's been fun, though, for sure.
What have you found out so far about things that maybe surprised you or you maybe didn't expect?
Nothing, to be honest. Nothing has surprised me.
A little bit of a non-football question. What did you think about Lovie's playlist today at practice?
Oh, it was good. Coach Smith is, he switches it up, and he's very versatile. So, I love hearing different genres of music. It was some good taste on the playlist today.
Do you set goals for yourself before each season? And if so, have you already started working on those for this year?
I haven't. I'm just trying to, earn the trust of my coach and my teammates right now. That's the main goal.
One of the things Lovie said is that he wanted you guys to know what it meant to do things like the Texans Way and just to kind of get acclimated. What have you learned about the Texans Way so far, and just your initial thoughts from what you've seen?
Yes, ma'am. It's all about being a professional, doing things the right way, making sure that you're being respectful to all those that are around you and of your space. I think when you do that, you end up being successful in wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. So that's kind of the main things that Coach is kind of preaching right now.
Now that you all are all together, is there any, one particular teammate that you've gravitated to or gravitated towards, someone that you may have watched play, and now that you got an opportunity to be around them?
Not really. All the guys, are real cool, and I feel like we're a pretty tight group, but I wouldn't say I've gravitated to a certain person.
How do you kind of balance, Lovie even talked about it, like you've been waiting your entire life for this opportunity. It's your first day of your dream job, but he also compared it to like cramming for final exams. You've got everything to catch up. How do you weigh both ends of that spectrum?
Yeah, I just try to take it a day at a time. I want to show up and like Coach Lovie said, just be a professional every day. I feel like if you look too far ahead, you'll start to trip over the things in front of you. So I'm just trying to take it a second at a time, a minute at a time, a day at a time. Like I'm just trying to take care of what's happening right now.
Jalen, you're from Stafford. You're here in Houston again. What in the past 2 weeks have you enjoyed most, since being drafted, and how you spent your time?
Yeah, it's really close, but I feel like football is football anywhere. I'm very thankful to be home, but like I said, I'm just happy to be on a team again and just be able to play football.
Like, have there been interactions with people since then? You're like, you being a Texan, being excited about that?
Not really, no, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Jalen, when you were at Baylor, you were part of a rebuild there. You were there from the very beginning and saw it through to the success you guys had there. You're here with an NFL team now that's kind of at a similar stage to where you guys were at with Baylor at the beginning. Is there anything you draw from that experience collegiately that you're able to apply coming into the NFL here?
Definitely. Like I said earlier, I'm just trying to take it a day at a time, and I know if I continue to stack days, then, eventually I'll see some success. But like I said, just taking it a day at a time.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Some of your first moments like as a pro, what are some of the things that are kind of jumping out that you're learning, and even just some of the details of your day, what they're like with some of the things you've been doing?
Obviously, I'm just trying to really learn as much of the defense as I can, not just my spot, but everybody's. Just to, make myself a little more comfortable, obviously, so I can play faster and do whatever I can to hopefully bring some more wins to this team. So that's all so far.
Christian, you weren't a linebacker until college. I mean, how much did you learn there? And, diving into film study and stuff like that, how much did that help you? And how much more do you think you have to go here?
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot from Coach Pete, Coach Hucks over there, Coach Saban, playing linebacker, a lot of players there. I just try to really pick everybody's brain and learn as much as I possibly can, and that's kind of the same mindset I'm having here. Obviously, they got Christian Kirksey on the team. He's a vet, so obviously, I'm pretty excited about that to get the chance to ask him as many questions as I possibly can.
You compare this to like finals week, and you're trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff into 2 days. What has that been like?
It's fun for me, honestly. And I'm obviously with some guys that I know, and I think for all of us, we're excited. It's an opportunity to, be in the NFL, and it's obviously our first time, so we're pretty excited for it. So,
what is it like trying to learn this much information quickly?
I was at Bama, so being humbly saying that, they prepared me pretty well, but obviously, there's still some challenges, but I'm getting through them, so I'm good.
Did you see the video of Lovie and Nick hugging after they traded up together?
I did. Yeah, my mom actually. Yeah, my mom showed me that one.
What did you think when you saw that?
I thought it was funny. Yeah, I was laughing. Honestly, that whole moment, it was so much going on for me, just because I was excited to have opportunity. So, but I'm definitely. I think that's pretty cool to see that.
What was your conversation like with Lovie after they called to say that they were in the draft?
Well, I took my visit on the 18th, and obviously, we talked in a little bit, and just having the opportunity. They were telling me, they were congratulating me, and telling me hopefully I can do good things here, and that's just, it was really all it was, just get to work.
Coming from a program where you didn't lose that many games, your whole time there, and now you're coming in with the Texans and they're in the midst of a rebuild situation. How do you get your mindset prepared for that?
It's the same mindset for me, honestly. I want to dominate every snap that I can. I think, I bring that type of energy to the field, and I think we have a lot of guys in this class for sure, in the rookie class, and guys on this team that think the same way. And I think, just collectively getting everybody on that same mindset to want to win and do whatever it takes. That's what we did at Alabama, so that's the same thing I'm trying to do here.
You got time for just a couple more guys?
You mentioned there's a couple of guys on the team you already know. One of them is your college teammate, John Mechie. How is it to come to an organization your rookie season and already, have someone you already know?
No, yeah, it's exciting. It's truly a blessing to be able to be here. We actually both wore number 8 too in college, so it's crazy to see it all play out, but it's definitely a blessing.
Excites you the most about being in this defense with Lovie and the reputation that he has, especially at the position that you play, some of the playmakers that have been through here? What gets you excited about playing?
Well, just hearing about the history of the linebackers who were in this similar defense that have had success, like Derrick Brooks and Levante David. Those are two guys I watch a little bit, and obviously I think with my spot and my role, whatever it is that they want me to do, I feel like I can have a high success rate with that and be very successful. So I just want to keep that going.
Last question.
I know you're still getting a chance to get to know Lovie, but what are your early impressions of him, both on and off the field?
He's a leader, father figure. He's a great guy. For me, honestly, these 2 days, just sitting there, being able to talk to a great, it's been kind of crazy and legendary. But it's definitely a blessing. And, I'm about to pick his brain as much as I possibly can while I'm here. So,
Thank you.
all right, appreciate y'all.